Hi, this is Mike Hendrickson from Fluent 2016 in San Francisco. I'm here with Bob Spencer. Bob, how you doing?
Great, thanks.
So you're at Intel. What do you do with Intel?
I'm a software engineer. I'm currently the community manager for the Crosswalk project, which is an open source project we started a couple years ago.
Okay, and is that what you're showing here today at Fluent?
Yeah, that's one of the two
meetup?
things we have. So the Crosswalk project is a web runtime that wraps Chromium and Blink from Google. And what it enables a web application to do is to bundle the runtime with the application so that wherever the application is deployed, it has the same great performance of the latest version of Chromium. You can take advantage of the newest features that have just come out recently, and you can do that on all the devices all the way back to ice cream sandwich-based devices. So
Okay.
we're excited about it. We think it brings a lot of advantages to the developer.
And why is this going to be interesting to JavaScript developers?
So JavaScript is the fundamental backbone, or language that's used by developers. The problem that they face, especially on Android, is that they have these great features that they like to use in JavaScript, but those haven't been implemented or they're not available on the web view that has shipped on KitKat-based devices or ice cream sandwich devices that are prevalent in the market. So they have to limit their feature set that they use to only the newest, very low-level features, or they can only target the newest devices. So by using Crosswalk, they can now use all of these libraries and new features, Polymer, WebGL, WebAudio, WebRTC, all of these great things that make your application really shine, and they exist all the way back because you're going to bundle them with your application.
Okay, and then you also have another product you guys were talking about, the XDK? Or?
Yes, the Intel XDK is an IDE, integrated development environment for cross-platform development. It's an end-to-end solution, so it has a very nice editor for JavaScript and HTML development. It has an emulator which lets you send in accelerometer parameters. You can move this device around on the screen and it will send simulated information to your application, GPS coordinates, things like that are hard to do in the office. It also has a very rich debugging environment, so you can see what's on the device. You can step through. It integrates well with Chrome developer tools. It has profiling tools integrated again with the developer tools, all in a nice IDE. And then finally, one of its great strengths is that it allows you to build your application, your web application, for Android, iOS, and Windows. So from one console, you don't have to go and get a Mac to create an iOS application or a Windows system. From the XDK, you can build all of these. It builds them in the cloud, and then you receive the results, and you can test them then on your devices.
So Crosswalk and XDK, what are you guys trying to do for developers with these tools?
They both provide, they both help to remove barriers that developers have. Crosswalk, for example, when we started the project, we were looking at what was hindering developers from succeeding in the market. And they would continually come back and say, you know what, my application doesn't work on all these devices. I can only purchase so many, and especially the older devices, it stops working, it crashes. So we wanted to remove that by helping to level the field for the application itself. And the XDK, similarly, when the team started the project, the availability of free tools to help get going that had the richness that the XDK provides, they just weren't available. So we want to provide those tools. We want to encourage development, remove the barriers, and really bring back the joy of the development to the web application developers so that they're not continually hitting the wall during the development.
And then if you take that a step further and you think about optimization and performance, and how do you make things even better and even faster? So performance almost seems like it would be not in Intel's best interest, but yet it is, in the sense that you could throw more memory to make things work better, make them faster, whatever, but you really can't. So are these tools going to help with performance issues as well?
I don't think that you would ever want to not have great performance. The performance is a cycle. If you provide perfect hardware that executes wonderful things and you have great amount of memory, then the world creates even greater things, and they run out of memory and they need faster systems. You don't need to throttle that. Innovation will continue faster if you provide the tools. One of the nice features that has come out recently and been made available to JavaScript developers is SIMD, stands for Single Instruction Multiple Data, and it's a feature that's in the hardware that allows data to be calculated in parallel. So you can send in, instead of calculating it serially, you can send in multiple calculations and run them at once. And now there's a JavaScript library. So by leveraging Crosswalk, you can access the SIMD JavaScript library, and your web application, if it uses that type of feature, can run these things in parallel, and it gets a significant boost in performance.
Are these going to be some of the things you're talking about at the meetup today? You're doing a meetup later on?
Yeah, we have a meetup talking about web performance. We'll definitely mention these things along with other areas of performance enhancements that have happened over the past couple of years.
So the crosswalk project has some hooks into performance tools?
Yeah, so the crosswalk
SIMD?
project enables them.
Okay.
You still have to do the work as a JavaScript developer.
Okay.
It's not free, but it makes those available across the board.
Okay, and where would you like to see crosswalk headed in the next 6 to 12 months?
So one nice thing that Google has done, starting with Elder release, was that they allowed their runtime, their web view, to be updated dynamically. So now devices that are shipping in the market, they can get the latest web view, it gets updated. There's still fragmentation though, where the things aren't the same. So when you're developing an application, it's still a headache where you're having to try things out in various versions. So we think that even in the future, going forward, crosswalk definitely has a play making things even. But there's some other exciting things that we're adding to the crosswalk project. One that was just announced last month is the ability to use web APIs to access 3D camera information. So Intel's been talking about their RealSense technology, where your camera can capture an image in 3D, and now with JavaScript you can do that same thing, get that information.
And then use a MakerBot to print your
maybe so
whatever you want.
Maybe
to
so,
do.
yeah.
So that sounds like some interesting stuff. So if you can think 12 months from now, what do you want to see the XDK also doing for developers?
So I believe that, I think broader reach. We're continually optimizing the build process. We're adding features for better Windows application support for the Windows 10 desktop and beyond, and other mobile platforms. It does a great job already of covering iOS and Android. So I think a broader reach, more eyes seeing it and trying it out, and hopefully helping developers more.
Excellent. Bob, we look forward to that journey with you guys. Thank you.
Great, thank you.